It's first version. It's a good man, family man. I think after fight
I get hit a few times, he gets hit a few times, he gets hit more, gets hit a bit more. I get hit once back. Back and forth. Back and forth. The ref pulls us apart, tells me off, tells him off. Listen, bro, it's normal. It's just a fight.
But it's not top level boxers. I didn't know. Anthony is great man. It's great boxer. It's Olympic champion.
Breaking. Alexander Usyk erupts at the press conference and completely trolls Jake Paul, calling him a YouTuber who has no business fighting Anthony Joshua. He praises Joshua's Olympic and professional skills and warns everyone that Joshua will dominate and could end this in the first round.
Last fight, it's great. Because Anthony is Olympic champion, Francis Ngannou, it's second fight for boxing. Listen.
Anthony Joshua is focused and ready, keeping his head down and letting his work speak. He's not here for show or hype, just discipline and preparation. 4 weeks of pure focus will make him unstoppable, showing Jake Paul that he is stepping into a real fighter's world.
Working, I'm not here to announce myself to the public. I gotta come in under the radar, do the promotional agreements that I've signed up to do, nothing more, nothing less, and get the job done. That's what we're here to do.
Jake Paul is full of confidence talking about power and tricky knockouts. But the reality is, Anthony Joshua is a professional fighter with skill and experience far beyond him. No amount of hype or hidden tricks will save Paul when Joshua's precision and power hit. Paul may believe in timing, but stepping into Joshua's world is a different level, and any underestimation could be his downfall in a fight that Joshua will control from the first bell.
I just know that I have the power and the timing. It's the shots that you don't see coming that knock people out, and I'm a tricky knockout artist that people don't give me enough credit for. I've won knockout of the year. So he has to be careful, and I do have the timing, the speed, and the tricks up my sleeve to be able to hit a shot on this guy that he doesn't see coming that can put him to sleep 1000%.
Eddie Hearn makes it clear that Anthony Joshua is in full control and has bad intentions in the ring. He will not waste time or play games against Jake Paul. This fight is about discipline and power, and Joshua will make sure it ends early. Paul's confidence and hype cannot match the focus and skill of a seasoned champion who knows how to close fights fast and dominate without mercy.
Kind of delusion. This is a delusion that can get you in a spot of bother. And I'm looking at AJ in the face-off, and I'm seeing a guy who ain't messing around. And he won't mess around on December 19th. He will go out there with bad intentions, and he will end this fight nice and early, and we'll have a great Christmas. And then we'll move on, and normal service will be resumed in 2026, which is to try and get that shot at a world title.
Jake Paul talks about looking up at Joshua and trying to use his speed. But the truth is, height and skill cannot replace experience. Joshua's reach, power, and control in the ring make any of Paul's tricks insignificant. This fight is about raw boxing intelligence, and Joshua's presence alone will dominate the narrative, leaving Paul scrambling to find openings that simply won't exist against a real heavyweight champion.
Yeah, Jake, tell us the difference between your face-off with Gervonta, where you're a head taller looking down, and now looking up at Joshua.
No, it's surreal. All of it is very, very funny, and my neck started to hurt after looking up for a little bit, but this is what we signed up for, and he's very tall, but that means I can use my speed and my size to my advantages.
Anthony Joshua shows why he is a champion, talking about wars, setbacks, and comebacks. His hunger and focus make him a tough man to break down. Jake Paul is no match for a fighter with Olympic pedigree, world titles, and the mental strength to overcome every challenge. Joshua's experience and discipline guarantee that he will dominate, and Paul will struggle to keep up with a real professional in the ring.
Jake Paul is crazy. If he thinks he can get it with Anthony Joshua, former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, and play tiddlywinks, I don't think AJ plays touch. He plays knock the F out.
Tawny Jeffries makes it clear that Anthony Joshua is a beast in the ring. Even though Jake Paul has some punching power, Joshua's skill, training, and experience are on another level. Any hope for Paul is a fantasy because Joshua knows how to finish fights and will dominate from start to finish, leaving Paul no room to survive or impress in a real heavyweight fight.
Jake Paul is going to win this fight by knockout. You would think I'm absolutely crazy, right? But the thing is, it can happen. 10-ounce gloves, heavyweight, Jake Paul can punch hard. But do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not, mate. Anthony Joshua is an absolute beast, an unbelievable, highly skilled, highly trained, highly experienced professional boxer with power in both hands, and he's really good at...
Frank Warren highlights just how dangerous this fight really is for Jake Paul. Anthony Joshua is a licensed professional with skill, power, and years of experience. Paul may have confidence, but he is stepping into a world of calculated precision and physical domination. Joshua knows every angle, and every punch he throws will carry authority. Paul's bravado cannot replace technique or resilience. Belief alone is not enough when facing a fighter of Joshua's caliber. This is a fight where discipline, skill, and power will win, and Paul's lack of professional experience puts him in serious danger against a champion who knows how to finish fights.
Right. It's a dangerous fight. Of course, it's all it's a dangerous fight. But I'm not here to be there selling their show. I've got no interest in the fighters from that perspective. I just think that he is a licensed boxer. He's trained. He knows what he's getting involved with. He's not an idiot, and he knows what he's going to be up against. But he must believe in himself to do it.
Duke McKenzie exposes the real imbalance in this fight. Jake Paul is smaller, less experienced, and untested against real heavyweights. Anthony Joshua is a seasoned champion with power and technique that can end fights quickly. This fight is a mismatch in every sense. Paul may rely on speed or hype, but none of it can withstand Joshua's strength, precision, and professional mindset. The danger is clear, and any underestimation could be costly. Joshua's experience, size, and skill make him the overwhelming favorite, and Paul faces an uphill battle that he is unprepared to win.
Earned the right, I don't believe, to fight Anthony Joshua. It's not like he's beaten, 4 or 5, top line heavyweights, other heavyweights. I don't believe he's boxed any heavyweights.
Tyson Fury's prediction for Jake Paul is bold, but the reality in the ring is different. Anthony Joshua is far from a spent force, and his experience, technique, and power are unmatched. Jake Paul may have confidence and a new look, but he cannot match the timing, skill, or intelligence Joshua brings to every fight. Fury may praise Paul, but stepping into Joshua's world is not about hype. It is about surviving against a professional who knows how to punish mistakes immediately. This fight will expose Paul's limits and prove Joshua remains a top-level heavyweight.
About chewing up, I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight.
Simon Jordan points out how absurd it is for Jake Paul to fight Anthony Joshua. Joshua is a 2-time heavyweight champion with Olympic pedigree, power, and world-class skill. Even after a loss, his execution and physical ability remain flawless. Paul may bring energy and hype, but he cannot match Joshua's mental toughness or technical mastery. This fight is a huge mismatch and shows the difference between a professional boxer and a social media star. Joshua's experience and power make him the clear favorite, and Paul will be pushed to the limit from the first exchange.
Equation, not his financial welfare, but Jake Paul going into a fight with Anthony Joshua, to me, is absurd. I mean, Anthony Joshua is a legitimate two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He may have got destroyed by Daniel Dubois, but notwithstanding, there's nothing physically wrong with Anthony Joshua that he can't execute. Mentally, he might be in a little bit of a difficult position.
Jake Paul admits he is scared and underestimating the challenge, but tries to call it bravery. The reality is, Anthony Joshua is a seasoned professional who thrives under pressure. Fear cannot prepare Paul for the skill, power, and precision Joshua brings. Even if he lands a punch, Joshua's experience ensures he will dominate. This is a fight where confidence is not enough, and Paul's inexperience could be exposed brutally. Joshua's focus, resilience, and knockout ability make him the overwhelming favorite, while Paul is entering the ring far beyond his level.
Power, because he's underestimating me. I think everyone else is underestimating me, and I believe that I hit harder. I know it's going to be tough. I know I'm going to have to fight through adversity. I know I might even go to the canvas. I'm scared, don't get me wrong, but it's not about the fear stopping me. It's about going into it even though I am scared, and that's what...
Anthony Joshua is fired up and ready to remind the world why he is the boss. His hunger for action and competition is unmatched. Every word shows he is prepared to dominate and prove Jake Paul has no chance against a true champion. Joshua's focus, desire, and relentless drive make it clear that this fight will be all one-sided. Paul can talk about speed or tricks, but Joshua's experience and power in the ring will completely control the fight from the opening bell and leave no doubts about who the real heavyweight champion is.
Are you really going to do this? Abso-fucking-lutely. Are we going to do this? For a record payday? To go in and spark Jake Paul before we start the serious stuff in 2026? Don't tell me what we should and what we shouldn't be doing. Answer the question honestly. Would you do it if you were AJ? When are you going to fight a real fighter goes well out the window, and I will have to personally provide a wheelbarrow so he can bring his cojones into the ring that night.
Billy Nelson cuts through the hype and exposes the truth. Jake Paul is in this fight for money and not skill. Anthony Joshua's power and technique are devastating, and Paul will be pulverized the moment he steps in the ring. This is not a show or a game. It is a professional heavyweight fight. Joshua's experience and strength guarantee he will control every second. Paul may try to sell excitement, but he cannot match the skill or discipline Joshua brings. This fight is destined to show the real difference between a champion and a social media fighter.
What do you make of that?
Joke. It's just money in it. It's just for money. Because he'll get absolutely pulverized by Big Joshua. Pulverized.
Derek Chisora warns Joshua not to underestimate Jake Paul, but also predicts the fight will be over fast. Joshua has to assert dominance immediately and finish the fight within 3 rounds. Paul's hype cannot survive against a professional with skill, power, and strategy. Every second he spends in the ring with Joshua is dangerous, and his lack of experience will be exposed brutally. Joshua has the tools to finish fights quickly and decisively, and any hope for Paul to survive the early rounds is minimal. This fight will showcase the real difference between a champion and a YouTuber.
But I will say this to AJ, don't let that guy knock you out, because that will be fucking nightmares forever. But 1 or 2, put it this way, AJ has to kill him in 3 rounds.
The stage is set for a showdown that will define careers and leave a mark on boxing history. Anthony Joshua is in peak form, hungry, focused, and ready to remind the world why he is a true champion. Jake Paul may bring hype and confidence, but he lacks the experience, skill, and power to survive against a professional of Joshua's caliber. Every punch Joshua throws carries authority and precision, and he will control the ring from the opening bell. This fight is more than just a spectacle. It is a test of courage, preparation, and mental strength. If Joshua wins, he reinforces his legacy and proves that champions cannot be challenged by social media fame alone. If Paul somehow shocks the world, it will be one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. But reality favors the seasoned champion. Are you backing Anthony Joshua, or do you think Jake Paul can pull off the impossible? Drop your thoughts below and join the debate.